Right, so hey everyone and welcome back to another budget photography video. So I'm trying out a new lighting setup right now. I want to see what you guys think of it. If you think this is absolute crap, then please do tell me. I need to know what you guys think before I implement it permanently. So over the next probably few videos, the lighting is going to be different. So if it looks rubbish, then do say so. Be like, hey, this lighting setup looks like crap. Or if you think it looks good, then, well, say it looks good. To be fair, I'm not a big fan of this current lighting setup right now. Won't say what it is, but I'm not a big fan. Anyway, moving on to the main part of the video. In 2016, I started photography, and in around 2018, I was still pretty bad. I started this channel as a whole actually in 2017, so a year into me being a photographer, well, learning to be a photographer. And I have been able to go through my archives and I found some pictures from 2018. And they kind of prove my point of the fact that back then I wasn't very good. And well, to be fair, since then I've practiced, and now in my eyes, I'm pretty good. But I thought I would show you guys what I was like back then. And word of warning, it's not very good. Now, with some of them, they are raw images, so I'm going to see if I can also save them, but others are just JPEGs. Maybe we'll be able to save them, maybe we won't. So, let's jump into the iPad and have a look at the chaos. So now that we're in the iPad, we can actually go into the first image and you can see that it's not that good, to be brutally honest. Let's have a look at some of its information. And we can see that it was taken on the 8th of January 2018 at 10:30 at night. My Canon 30D with my 35mm EFS equivalent to 70mm f3.5 to 4.5, and we've got an f3.5 ISO 100 and 10 seconds. Now, we can't really do much because this is a JPEG, which is a pain in the bum, but we can do something, and that is just to auto it, which sounds weird and bad, but we just push auto. It doesn't do a lot to the image because the image is already pretty bad, let's face it. Everything about this image is just everything about this is just really, really bad. But nonetheless, we carry on. So let's go to the next one. So, oh God. So here we have this image. Auto does kind of fix a little bit, but we've still got a really warm image, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna just cool that down, and I wasn't actually supposed to edit this right away. I was supposed to go into the info, but we'll do that in a second. So it's not straight, so we'll straighten that out, and now we lose part of the building to straighten the image out. The image isn't even very good. It's not well positioned. It's just, yeah. Anyway, let's go into some of its information. So again, we've got the Canon 30D, a 37mm f8, 30 seconds, ISO 100, which, meh, it was an okay lens, but it's an okay-ish image. Let's move on to the next one. Oh God, I think this is, yep, f5, 30 seconds, and another JPEG. Let's see what auto can do, shall we? Not a lot, apparently. I mean, that does kind of fix it a little bit. Take some of that green out. Cool it down a little bit more. Maybe we can drop them highlights. Oh no, apparently the highlights have already been dropped. Yeah, this is not going to... Yeah, I'm not going to save that image. It's just crap, to be brutally honest with you. So let's go on to the next one. And an image I have done before, actually, in one of my earlier videos. But what have we got? So I think this was all actually, yeah, the 28th of January. So these images here are all from the same night. 29th, that's the next day. So let's go with this one. Let's see if we can fix them first. So let's straighten this out. I feel like that needs more. There we go. That looks, still needs a little. There we go. That is that. Maybe a smidge more. Even then, that's still. Let's have a look at auto. No, I don't like what auto's doing. Adding contrast, not too much. Maybe we'll cool it down. About there, maybe. And now someone is drilling. I wish they wouldn't. That is really all I'm going to be able to do. Although what I will do, actually, is just kind of bring that to about there. And I'm going to get rid of this over here, because I don't really like it. It feels a bit odd and just kind of out of place in this image. I mean, yeah, you've got all the other ones here, which for some reason are either soft or just not in focus. These are really bad images. But hey ho, it shows you how much you kind of learn. Yeah, this is not a good image, to say the least. Anyway, let's go on to the next one, and this is not any better. I'm going to skip this one because even back then I remember not liking it, but here are the settings on the right hand side. Canon 30D, 35mm, blah de blah de blah. Yeah, you get the point. This one I remember editing. I remember about this image. The reason that it's black and white is because of this noise up here. So yeah, even though I've got an ISO of 100, I still had loads and loads of noise up here in the normal picture. And I couldn't get rid of it, and I didn't like it, so I just put it in black and white to be like, there we go, that'll do. And it kind of improved it a little bit, but not by much. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. This one, believe it or not, is actually one of the RAW ones. It's filed in RAW, so it's not a JPEG. This is the day later than that one and that one. So we've got the 28th, 29th. So, and this one we can edit, which is good because we can save them, even though the image isn't actually that interesting. ISO 100, f10, 25 seconds. And it's RAW, Canon 30D, 35 to... EFS 35 to 70, f3.5 to 4.5. So, as I said, this image is not very interesting at all. There's another one. That one I quite like, and that one there. I was just kind of playing around with my long exposure sort of thing here, and I had a little head torch that I really, really liked at the time. And it's just actually just, you can kind of see it just down here in this image. I think that was the last one I took of that night because it flew off and nearly broke, I think. Let's have a look through the times. No, maybe not. That's actually the first one I took from the looks of things. Yep. So yeah, apparently 3 days, because if we look at the date on this one as well, 3 days of long exposures I went out. That is nuts. That's not something I would do now. Well, I do want to kind of have a look at this one. Again, raw F10, 30 seconds, ISO 100, bloody blah. I'm going to auto it, and then I'm going to have a look at some presets, maybe, because it kind of looks like a portal in a way. I quite like that one. I think I will stick with this one here, and then just cool that down. And then maybe if I drop the shadows, that's the highlights. Let's bring up the highlights, drop the shadows, bring the whites, drop the blacks. Because what I kind of want to do is get rid of all of this back here. You know, I'm not getting what I was envisioning here, so I'm going to bring this back to where it was. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get what I wanted out of this image, which is a real shame, but we can carry on. Let's just... I don't think these images are going to be able to be saved really as well. I think it's kind of, even though they're raw images, they're still kind of just bad images, and you just can't save bad images. So there's that. I don't know what that's meant to be. 30 seconds, F10, ISO 100. This one I remember really well. I kind of fell in love with this image. Unfortunately, I can't get this image anymore to make it better because the stuff that was there is no longer there. Maybe I'll take a trip back there. We don't really have much in terms of data. I mean, it's a JPEG, but we can kind of guess that, you know, I was using my 30D and I was probably going to be using my 35 to 70. That's at a guess. So if we go into edit and we actually bring that to, because it's quite yellow, it's quite a warm image, and you know, it's January at the time this image was taken, so it's not going to be very warm out. So we bring that there, maybe. I mean, that's kind of okay, I suppose. Not really okay, but what, I can't do much more. It's a JPEG. This one was a throwaway image. Let's have a look at its info, see what we got. We've got a JPEG, we've got an unknown camera, unknown lens. So again, it's probably exactly the same. Now, I remember looking at this picture years ago and not liking it back then. I was so happy when I took it because I thought, oh yeah, it's going to look really, really good because I've got this little tiny police Volvo. I think it was an XC90 or something like that there. And I was going to try and use it as kind of a crappy miniature thing to try and make it look big, and it just didn't work out, as you can quite clearly see. So let's move on to the next one. Hopefully, I'm hoping the next one is going to be a RAW, but I doubt it. So I'm going to keep the info tag up here. Nope, it's a JPEG. Again, it's going to be the same info from, you know, previous images. See what we can do. There's just no saving this image like at all. I mean, you've got this really big bright point right there, and it's just horrible. The rest of the image is quite nice. I like the positioning of it all, but it's just crap, really, to be fair. this one, JPEG. These long exposures are just rubbish. What have we got next? So this actually is one of my other cameras that I had. And there's my partner there. And I remember taking these images that you're about to see, and I was so happy with this project. So let's have a look at it. So we've got a Panasonic. So I want to show you guys what that camera looks like. So let's go here. So it's a DMC LX 5. So let's have a look at that. And there it is. There is the camera in question. It's not this interchangeable lens one here. That's definitely not it. That's a GX7, which I have had, which I do want to kind of get again, but it's this. This little thing is an LX5. And to be fair, if I remember correctly, it was really good little tiny camera that was good but crap at the same time. It had like professional features, but it was just crap as well. So it had like a Leica inspired, and we've actually, look, you've got the little Leica L on the images, on the camera body itself, you know, Leica inspired, or I don't know, something like that. But it was kind of a nice little camera that you kind of a point and shoot, but you had, look, you had full manual control. Now it didn't have, you know, like 4K and like 30-40 megapixels or anything like that. It didn't even have a viewfinder. You had to buy an external one. But I do kind of miss it. So I think I am, well, no, I am. I'm going to be revisiting some of my old cameras, especially this one and my GX7, which I actually did a review video on. Anyway, going back to the main point of this video, these aren't JPEGs. These aren't RAWs. And to be fair, I do kind of like them. The ISO is 1600 because of that tiny like mobile phone sensor. But I feel like if it kind of adds to the images themselves, and I really, really quite like them, especially these ones here. These I find really good. And yes, that is a fake gun. Don't worry, we're in the UK. She's not allowed to have a gun. To be fair, I'm not allowed to have a gun. I'm pretty sure, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure all handguns are illegal in the UK. Fact check that for me, will you, someone? I'm probably wrong, but nonetheless. So yeah, this is a fake gun. She's got a teddy bear. This is actually a wedding dress that we brought from, where did we get it from? We brought it from eBay for this shoot. And it was really cheap. I think it was like £20. But I really like it. I like these images. There is something eerie about them. I do feel like as if, you know, I've edited them in such a, I wish I had more room to edit them now so I could make them better. But in general, I do quite like them. And you can disagree, obviously, not everyone is the same. So that is 33 images from 2018. Yeah, it kind of brings me back to memory lane. I'm still looking for more images. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I'll do like a part 2/3. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.